Hello Gemini, welcome to my channel. This is going to be your June 2023 reading for Sun, Moon and Rising. We're going to jump straight in there after the sound bowl, which is about 20 seconds just to tune into the energy and clean the space. So if you'd like to join me on a nice inhalation and exhale. Okay Gemini, let us see what June has in store for you. We're going to get a theme for the month first of all with the major arcana, and then we're going to do 3 piles. First pile will be current energy starting the month off in June. Middle pile will be anything that's unseen, any challenges or obstacles, and the final pile will be the outcome for the month of June. Gemini, right. Don't worry, I'll be cutting the deck for the rest, but we'll just try and get a jumper for this one. Thank you. We have patience. Okay, it's all about timing this month for you. She's got a clock very close to her chest. I hope you can see that. Okay, but sometimes it's quite difficult to be patient. Number 14, when you reduce it with numerology, 1 + 4 = 5. 5 talks about challenges, change, obstacles. Okay, so there's something you've been waiting for, but June is going to be an exercise in patience. Let's see how that plays out for you. Okay, I'm going to be using my deck here, the Love It or More deck. Oh, Ace of Pentacles want to jump out, but I am not taking jumpers. It'll turn up again if it needs to. Okay, Gemini. Okay, I'll show you the cards. Let me just spread them out first. Knight of Swords, 2 of Swords, King of Cups. Okay, right away I'm going to say, don't worry. The outcome for the month of June is extremely positive. We will go through it all, but we do have, you're starting the month off in a bit of a like, oh, what the hell am I doing kind of energy, okay? But all that's doing is just asking you to check in with yourself, to check in with your heart, and to master the emotions, okay? The turmoil. It may feel like things are like happening all around you and you can't see the tree for the forest. The trees for the forest, is that the expression? We've got the Knight of Swords here, 2 of Swords and King of Cups. This is the starting energy you have for June, okay? So what this tells me is there's been lots of communication backwards and forwards, and all it does is put you in a bit of a tight spot. Not really sure where to go. It seems like a bit of a maze. And so you're at the entrance of that maze kind of going, I don't actually know where to go, so maybe I should just stand still. Now, but if you stand still, you get nowhere. So you do need to move forward, but in the mind, in the head space, it's kind of it's uncertain. Okay, this is why patience is so required, because ultimately what's happening at a deep level is you are needing to master your emotions to the degree of facing the fear and doing it anyway. Okay, so in a way the patience is required this month for you to, if you feel like there's a stalemate situation, or you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. What Spirit here is saying, okay, well, take the time you need to, because by taking the time out, you can recalibrate within yourself where the emotional triggers lie, where the fears lie with regards to your movement forward. It feels, for some reason, we're going to clarify, but for some reason it feels to me like someone is like pressing on you to make a decision. It feels like someone is trying to force a decision on you. And I see you standing in a very powerful position, kind of going, I see the chaos that you're trying to bring into my life. I see the force here that's coming on in, but I'm just going to be in my space for a moment, because I can't make a decision with the brain, with the head, because that is too loaded with other associations and records from my past history. I need to get into a meditative state. I need to check in with my emotions. I need to check in with my body. And yes, I might take my sweet damn time, but that's just the way it's going to be. So I do feel like you're going to be at the receiving end of a lot of other people's impatience as you start the month off in June. And this is just a reminder from Spirit to kind of go, no, if you're not certain about a direction or decision that needs to take place, check in with your heart. Take all the time you need, because the sooner you really sort that out, the easier the rest of the month is going to pan out for you. All right, but it feels like a lot of chaos around you. So let us clarify. Got something in my eye. You see, I painted these cards, but I always notice something else that I didn't realize. The mermaid, which is part of the ship, is pointing in a direction. So when you check in with your heart space and be like the monk, you know, even though there's turmoil and you're in a sinking ship and there's a storm around you, the mermaid's saying, go that way, you know. So if you're undecided about directions, that will be by getting into that soft space, that heart space, that is not easily triggered or in fear mode, you'll get the right answer. Sorry, I got something really in my eye here. Okay. And this also gives your mind, brain a bit of a break as well, because I feel like there's so much communication technology. Mercury will be going direct as we start June off. So, well, I think it goes direct in May already, but things start to like gain momentum again. So you might be feeling the pressure from other people. Yeah. Okay. Haha. Okay, so under the King of the Knight of Swords, this energy going backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. It feels to me like someone is pushing you. They're saying, well, we've got this opportunity, we've got this offer. You got to take it now, or like take it or leave it. It's time sensitive, and but you are feeling a little bit like, don't put me in a tight spot with the Eight of Swords. Okay, we've got the Four of Pentacles here, Eight of Swords, and the Page of Cups. Okay, so it also feels to me like you're wanting to embrace something, but you're also you kind of don't know whether you can, when you can afford it energetically or financially at this time. So it feels like, even though the offer might be there, and it could be a love offer, or could be a work-related offer, could be a home offer. But I feel like you feel like you don't have enough right now, okay? And that's what's causing you to be in a bit of a not panic station. I didn't want to say that, but that came through. Feels like an offer is made available to you, but it's like time sensitive, and you kind of feel a bit trapped because you feel like you might not have what it takes. Okay, you might have the energy, you might have the financial resource, you may not have the ability to do so. Okay, and so that's making you feel like more stuck than before you got the offer. Okay, that's what I'm getting from this. Excuse me, I've had this gastritis and I end up belching. Sorry, it is what it is, right? Under the Two of Swords, we've got the Five of Wands, the Chariot, and the Ace of Swords. Okay, so a lot of people saying different things around you. Okay, but I do feel it's like people are pushing you, getting all this like just pressure from other people to drive forward, just make it happen, take the offer, go for it, all the rest of it. With Chariots, it's triumphant, it's movement forward, so it could talk about a physical move, a vehicle travel. It is victorious, all of that sort of stuff, and I do feel like you're going to be feeling a bit better, but it's almost like people are pushing you to the point of, I don't want to say exhaustion, but pushing you to the point of a standstill. And in that standstill situation, it's like people push so much, you're like, enough. You might just decide, to switch off your phone and just point blank not respond to anyone, because it's a bit too much. So I don't blame you if you do. It probably is a good idea, but it does feel like there's you're going to cut that off, because we've got the Ace of Swords. That aha moment is coming on in. You are recognizing within yourself, and what's interesting as well is with that Two of Swords being at the undecided with that maze, when you get the Ace of Swords come on in, that aha moment, it feels to me that when you add the two and the one and that one together, you get the three. Now the Three of Swords is typically quite a heartbreaking card, something that is not really affecting like you emotionally, but in the mental space, saying this is the energy I'm getting is you almost gain a new perspective on how an offer that comes in the beginning of the month that people are forcing on you is only going to cause mental grievances. And I think that's the thing that you come into awareness at the beginning of the month, okay? Because it's surrounded by too much negative, forceful energy, okay? So I think you recognize that, and that enables you to kind of go, whoa, I'm not ready to make a decision. I'm going to close this all out and stay within myself, okay? So in the King of Cups, then what's happening is you're now deciding to shift your focus into the Nine of Wands, the Ten of Wands, and the Hanged Man, okay? So what you're doing is, instead of thinking about it, you are actively taking action on closing things off. Okay, you can't take a new offer in. It feels like you can't anyway, because you feel like you got too much on your plate and you're a little bit kind of stuck in a rut. So instead, your epiphany is, I'm going to put all my action, my energy into self. And what my self is closing things off that are kind of so close to the end. I'm going to close off everything, maybe declutter my house, maybe organize, maybe put some stuff into storage, maybe close off the outstanding of that debt, so that it's done and dusted, rather than spending on something new. It's all of that, and I'm going to physically take the time to go for walks in the park, going to meditate like the King of Wands does, sorry, King of Cups. And in that space, I know that I'm basically, I've decluttered my environmental, forceful, frenzied, chaotic energy, so that I can sit within myself with a Hanged Man and gain the proper perspective I need without being affected and influenced by everybody else. And that's when you kind of go into the heart space, which is really, really beautiful. So, yeah. So then we move into the area of your life of June where you don't see this coming. And we've got something new on the horizon. Okay, we've got the Page of Wands, we've got the Five of Cups, and we've got the Tower card. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is mostly positive. I think you're just struggling with it a wee bit. You get, once you've settled into your frame of mind where you're shifting to the heart space and trying to kind of master your emotions and not be pushed and forced by anybody around you, once you're in that good sweet spot, then all of a sudden you have this brainwave. It could again be an offer because it's Page of Wands, but it's a meteorite, so it's quite rare. It doesn't come around very often. And you have this flash of inspiration that feels endeavor related, something that you go out in the world and you actually do. You know, there's like, I found the invention, you know, the missing piece of the puzzle. You get that, but then we have this area of like Five of Cups where it may feel like instead of rejuvenating in that wonderful energy and kind of going, this is the way to go. I was looking at it with my in a tunnel vision way. I was looking at the decisions as like it has to be this way or this way. Now you see a new direction, which is a totally different way, which would serve you better. But you may be at risk of regretting even going through that energy, even going through the mulling backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards, or putting all of your eggs into that one basket that just caused you to end up being in a bit of a standstill. Why couldn't you have had this sooner, right? But we don't get those aha moments until we've played the other things out. So everything is about divine timing, patience. She's normally the angel of temperance, right? Talks about divine timing. So the timing is perfect. And even though you have put a lot of work into other areas which may not have reached the end result, your end result of that one may be this one. I hope that makes sense. We have the Tower card, which I'm feeling is extremely positive because of the following cards as well. So we do have something that now feels to me like the thing that could also be crumbling is maybe certain relationships or business in situations that you've got, like business relationships that you've got. It may be that you recognize that if you associate yourself with, I mean, I don't encourage anyone to come, alienate people, ghost people, anything like that. I believe in just open communication and honesty. But, at some point in our lives, we do need to shift. We go through different seasons and we outgrow people. We outgrow communities. We outgrow situations. And it feels like that's what's coming forward for you in June. And that's why patience is so required, because in spending the time to sit with that energy, you can realize, oh wait, but those people maybe weren't serving my highest good, or that project, even though I put so much into it, or that person so much into it, it was like too regimented. It didn't have room for growth, and I need to be able to grow and expand as an individual, as a person. And so it's like the tower of your life is crumbling from the center. It's kind of like peeling away this old skin that you've had. Okay, let us clarify. Okay, under the Page of Wands, we have the Star, the Empress, yeah. Oh my God, we have the Sun. So this meteorite that comes on in, this aha moment, this rare opportunity, it is divinely guided. We've got 3 major arcanas, the best cards in the suit, period. I'll talk through in a second, but let's just carry on. So, 5 of Cups, we got Knight of Swords, 6 of Swords, High Priestess, yes. And the Tower, we have 6 of Wands, 10 of Swords, and the Devil. Okay. Yes. Okay. Page of Wands, that meteorite that you checked out. We have, this is a gift from the universe and beyond. This is like wish fulfillment. This is where you can really put your creativity to work back for you. It's extremely abundant, extremely prosperous. It is transparent. It's transparency in the sense of whatever you're doing, there's no I want to say the word pussyfooting. There's no pussyfooting or hidden agendas or being forced by someone else to do this, It's not so entangled in that way. It's basic, it's clear, and it could even put a lot of popularity because you've got the star and the sun there, right? The stars, you're following your North Star. Talks about healing and hope and faith for the future, wish fulfillment, right? The Empress is the abundance of unconditional love that she uses to pour into her work, pour into her relationships. So by being in the King of Cups energy beforehand, it has served you well, because you've kind of opened the door, you've shifted from the mind, and the mind isn't a bad thing. I'm not saying it is, but the heart is really, usually is that unbiased. When we can really peel away at that, that's the best place to be working from, right? Now, so what you don't see coming in June, so just be patient, is this like epiphany, not epiphany, a brainwave, not an opportunity of a lifetime. That's what I'm seeing, right? The universe is saying, you were patient, you stood your ground, you allowed yourself time to sort of sit with this energy. This is your gift. Okay, so you've earned this. Five of Cups, yeah. You may be a little bit regretful of putting so much work and energy into something else, okay? You could also be feeling like, well, why? Because we've got the Knight of Swords here, which was that Knight of Swords over there, which is that pushy energy, that forceful energy I was picking up on. You may be feeling a little bit, I don't want to say bitter, but maybe you may have the tendency to be a little bit self-deprecating, is that the word? For investing so much in up until now into maybe these other ideas or these other options. It could have been that someone, and it could be as simple as someone making an offer and you really taking the time to do all the research and figure it out because you felt this pressure. And now you're regretting, kind of going, well, why did I waste my time doing that? I could have, don't be in that frame of mind, because that led you to this good place. So it's all good. So you are going to be feeling a little kind of glum about that, but I don't feel it's going to last forever, because we've got the Six of Swords with the High Priestess as well. Okay, so you are going to be moving into a more peaceful frame of mind. So that energy that you're really kind of struggling with in the beginning of the month, instead of fighting it and battling it, you said, okay, well, I'm not gonna be pushed. I'm going to settle with things. I'm going to try things a different way, different strategy. I'm going to connect with my heart. Okay, that is serving you well. And as you do so, you're starting to pick up on the hints of the High Priestess that, oh wow, I'm actually getting higher insight by connecting with my mind, with my heart. Because when I connect with my heart, the fear-based limiting beliefs and those records from the past sort of move to the background a bit, and I'm making space for intuition to become a little bit more finely tuned. So there may be a bit of sorrow, but it doesn't feel so bad. I think it actually allows you to release the analysis paralysis from the brain through the heart space. It's like you can grieve that in the heart space and let it go, and then that frees up the mind, and you feel a bit more peace of mind, and a bit more like you're trusting in yourself again, which is nice. Okay, because all this other turmoil energy does give me the sense of when you get so much information backwards and forwards and all the way around you that you can doubt yourself, and you're freaking confused, right? That's going to shift for you. Now, the Tower moment, what I was talking about, yes, that layer that you're peeling off yourself, you are now rising much higher, because you realize that something is dead, done, over with, and what that is feeling attachment with the Devil card. Okay, so any area in your life where you have felt like you've been banging your head against a brick wall, mentally you've been trying to do it all which way just to either appease somebody else, or even appease an idea that you had maybe 10 years ago or 5 years ago, and it's just sort of not working. That, whatever it was, formed into an attachment, so strong an attachment that you almost were prisoner to it rather than master of it. Okay, so what's happening now is you are now rising above it, you're recognizing it for what it's worth, and you're like, I can put an end to this. I can detach myself from this, where I'm no longer emotionally or mentally bound and imprisoned by this energy. Okay, For some of you as well, with this aha moment, there's this star, this meteorite that comes on in. It could be as well that situation of, it could be a person around you that's been a bit stifling, okay? And it's been too one-sided or one way, and it's caused negativity, toxicity, either in the workplace or someone very close to around you, where you felt chained to this situation. You're now recognizing it for what it is, and once you see it that way, there's no going back. And so that's the tower moment. That's the aha moment. It could also be that something comes to light where somebody was, and I haven't had the Seven of Swords, but something comes to light where someone had ill intentions or a hidden agenda. That's what I was picking up on the transparency, illumination of something that's just clear cut, no hidden agendas. Feels to me like somebody, so it's not only your attachment to that, okay, feels like there could be somebody else that has had, maybe had been puppeteering you a wee bit, like that, but you're rising above it, and that's the tower that gets burst. You're like, whoa, no, I'm not having any of it anymore. I'm not gonna buy into this anymore. All right. Now, the outcome for June. Three of Cups, Page of Pentacles, Six of Wands. The Six of Wands twice now. So check out these bad boys. Okay. You are now have reason to celebrate. Okay. You may be sort of getting together with friends and family and all the rest of it and having a good old like ball party, but you are really feeling more like reason to celebrate. You're recognizing within yourself just how far you've come, and you may not even be able to communicate that with many people, but you know within yourself, wow, because it's Three of Cups, heart space, right? So three, which is Empress energy, creativity. Your cups are full at the moment, and there is reason to celebrate. There's excitement on the horizon. Page of Pentacles talks about good news coming in that's more solid, okay? It's none of this Page of Cups like, oh, here's a little offer, it's an idea, it's an idealistic offer to get you to do the things that I want you to do for me. It's not that. And it's not something that is gonna fly by quickly that you can't get it. This is more of a solid offer. This is something I need to pay attention to. Okay, so it feels like the meteorite for you is creating something that is not only going to provide you with something that you can rely on, but it's also putting you on the right path. Now, bear in mind, we're always on the right path. Okay, we just tend to sometimes deviate a little bit before we get, but we will always be where you always are where you're meant to be. Okay, because you're leading up to those pinnacle points. But it's when things fall into place, synchronicities fall into place and things land in your lap, it usually is a sign that you are working more with flow, more with the heart space, and not in this forceful, aggravated energy. So I think you're going to really see a shift by the end of the month, where just like this Page of Pentacles is my luck card. You find a lucky coin, and things are going to start falling into place. It's a bit more solid, and in so doing, you are being now supported by the right kind of people. It feels to me like by the end of the month, your circle of friends, or the people that you hang around with, spend the majority of time with, are the people who are more in alignment with you, or you're like your soul tribe, or like your the people that really got your back. So I feel like you're going to really notice a distinct difference throughout the course of the month between the beginning and the end. The people that you may be around, even energetically, because there's communications, that's still people in your radar. I think there's going to be a very big difference between that and the end of the month. I feel like the people at the end of the month are those that are supportive of you and willing to celebrate with you, and I don't feel like it is I don't feel like it's got any hidden agendas. I feel like it's kind of beautiful. Okay, so let us clarify these for you. Ooh. See if anything wants to jump out. I saw the Moon, I saw the Hermit, but we're not taking jumpers. was. Okay. Whoa! I'm really going all over the place. 1 second. Just dropped down here. And this one. Okay, let me give this a good old shuffle. Okay. Three of Cups, we have the King of Cups again. 6 of Cups. 9 of Wands. Then Page of Pentacles, we have the Hierophant. 4 of Wands. Judgment. And then 6 of Wands, we have 8 of Cups. The 5 of Swords and the Knight of Cups. Okay. So in this sort of celebrating energy, I feel like you may have people from your past who really did look after you, that come on in. So you're embracing the King of Cups energy by the end of the month as well, because it really, really works for you. But there could also be someone else that's surrounding you at the moment who has King of Cups energy. And what I mean by that, it's emotional intelligence, okay? It is someone who is very, very sensitive, but doesn't wear their heart on their sleeve, is very wise with their emotions and very connected and very caring, very, very caring. Very mother, father energy as well. Could be a friend, could be a partner, could be a family member. But it feels to me like there is room to celebrate, and it feels like there's going to be some sort of gathering from people from your past that are coming on in, and they could have been perfect for you at a previous chapter in your life. Okay, and then perhaps there was distance and you grew apart, life goes on, and there could be some sort of reunion coming on back in. Or could also be that there's certain people that you worked with years ago who now are coming back on in to support you in this new endeavor. Okay, we do have the Nine of Wands over here, which tells me that you have it's a good reason to celebrate, because you have been a little bit worn out from the beginning of so because it's quite a busy month. Okay, so the beginning of the energy, all that, and then the conscious decision to be in type of meditation. And then as soon as you sort of surrender to that, then all of a sudden everything starts happening. It feels like it's quite a dramatic month for you. And so by the time the end of the month comes, where you can let your hair down and you can sort of celebrate, it feels like it's so welcomed, because you are just worn out with the Nine of Wands. Okay, so I feel like this is just a letting your hair down, just letting loose and just giving yourself a bit of a breathe. And sometimes, partying all night or drinking or dancing or whatever, as an outlet is a good idea. I'm not saying don't do it every day, or not even every week, because it does take the toll on the body, right? But once in a while, we just need to just let loose. Okay, so I do feel like that's going to happen to you, and that really kind of loosens yourself up as well, so you're not so like mentally bombarded with all this other energy or this toxic energy that you have to kind of remove yourself from. Okay, Page of Pentacles, we've got the Hierophant, the 4 of Wands, and the Judgment card, which is lovely, because what I'm seeing over here is where I said luck is on your side. I feel like you're going to get the judgment call, a positive judgment call by any kind of organizations or systems that you're having to deal with at this time. Okay, you are doing things the right way, and people seem to have your back. It's going to enable, you're going to feel a lot more grounded with this new direction. This Page of Wands, even though it's like a meteorite, it's a rare opportunity, a rare moment. It feels like with that everything's just falling into your lap. You're getting the go ahead, you're getting the green light, you're getting and all of that enables you to feel a bit more of a solid footing in the thing that you're doing. Okay, rather than, and it may require a judgment call. You may decide, do I still want to be on this path? But I'm feeling more it's a judgment call on an external either organization or person, but someone of a very high status or standing. Okay, very positive for you, very positive. Then with the 6 of Wands, as I said, you're being risen up, you are being celebrated for your efforts, you're being supported as well. Okay, and you may be moving forward. Now 6 of Wands is typically, do we have it here? No. Oh yeah, it's the same card, and in this Rider Waite deck, he returns from battle and he's on his horse, so he's above everyone else, and he's returned victorious, and so he's now ready to move on to the next regiment. So it's kind of a graduation. So in that energy, I see you now walking away from all this bump that you were having to deal with. So even though the Tower moment happened and you had the Ten of Swords of something that was toxic that needs to go, I feel like now you really are, it's like you see the reality in front of you, and that may be cause or reason to just kind of go and let your hair down. But in terms of emotionally walking away, that's your decision, right? And I feel like you are, because we've got Six of Wands and Eight of Cups talks about like a departure. So even though you might have invested a lot into the current circumstances, you are going, no, I'm walking away, and I'm going to use the Five of Swords here. We've got the Eight of Cups, Five of Swords, and Knight of Cups. It's like you're using the Five of Swords to kind of cull. Remember I said about just cutting things out of your life that are just not going to work with you moving forward, right? Because you peeled away that outer layer. This seems to me that it's quite strategic, and it's quite a good move, and it feels like, yes, you might have put your heart and soul into another project or another person, but you're like, no, I want more, I need more, I deserve more, I deserve my wish fulfillment, right? Rather than forceful, pressurized energy around me. So you're taking that, you're cutting what needs to cut with the Five of Swords, and you're following your heart with the Knight of Cups. So it's really, really, really beautiful. It's nice, Gemini. Okay, let us get an oracle card. What does Gemini need to know, please, for, thank you, June. Oh, 2 cards. We've got Trust the Niggle. What is a niggling feeling trying to tell you? And Break the Chain, Ancestral Patterns, Healing, Rewriting the Future. Okay, so both of these are really talking about the same thing. It's talking about that pressurized, forceful energy at the beginning of the month. It's talking about this devil energy, this tower energy, where things are just like, doesn't sit right with you, okay? So Spirit is really saying, go into your heart space, really kind of meditate on it, really connect with your heart. Don't ignore it. There's a good reason why you're feeling quite uncomfortable and unable to make a decision. There's something that needs to come out, right? So trust that. It's important. And what they're also ultimately saying is through this process, it will enable you, because you can't ignore it anymore, that something's got to go. Something has got to go, absolutely. So what you're essentially doing is you're breaking a chain. You may find that you are outside your comfort zone because it could have been a repeating pattern in your life, you know, whereby, say for example, you get involved with somebody and they take advantage of you, you know, and you see this play out in so many ways, and then you start to realize, okay, how much was I a part of that? How much did I enable it by allowing it? This is as an example. And by doing so, I need to now change my ways so that I don't enable that moving forward. By doing that, you're actually breaking a very strong chain that is quite heavy in your lineage. So it's pretty powerful. And for some reason, I feel like saying as well that once you recognize that with the Tower moment this month, once you recognize where there's things that are not in alignment with you anymore, and figure out what they are, why they are, once you're in awareness of that, it does feel to me that it's important for you to apply that practically when, by the end of the month, when you're having these sorts of get-togethers or gatherings with people from your past. Okay, it's almost like Spirit's test of kind of saying, have you really learned it, you know? So see if you can apply that practically to when those times come, to have an awareness of yourself. All right. So that's all I have for you, Gemini. I hope it helped. I hope it resonated. If you would like a personal reading, check out my website loveitallmore.com or go to the description box below. Otherwise, have a good month. I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.